Welcome to SLB, the Ultimate Transition. I'm Derek Furlow, and I got a treat for y'all today. I got my guy, Chris Treece, right here. Man, so, we're finna give y'all some nuggets. I hope y'all paying attention. I hope you got your pen and your pad ready. But, Treece, there's a lot of guys that might not be VFL fans. They might not even know about the VFL. They might not even know you. So, do me a favor, tell the people who you are and what was your time frame playing at the University of Tennessee.
My name is Chris Treece. I came out of Murfreesboro, Tennessee, played at Murfreesboro, Oakland. Played defensive back here, number 38, 86 to 89. Had a blast. Came in with one of the most incredible classes in UT history. 22 in my class, 15 went pro, 4 first-round draft picks, which is unheard of. Back-to-back SEC champ, 89 and 90.
Strong, that's strong.
Yes.
Hey, well, y'all just heard the credentials. Y'all are finna hear it from some nuggets from the man himself. He done been where you're looking to go, so make sure you take notes and pay close attention to what we're finna talk about. So, Treece, as I'm working on the book and the curriculum, Sports Like Business, the whole concept was to teach athletes how to take these lessons they learn from the game and they can use them in life and in business. Or maybe lessons they learn in life and they can use them in sports and in business. So let me ask you this. How from birth to when you stopped playing, what was your time frame, or what was your career path, or how long did you play the game of football yourself? From the first time you started to
for me personally, I started playing probably when I was 5th or 6th grade. My parents wouldn't let me play because I was too small. Growing up here in East Tennessee in Morristown, real small town, so I had a great mentor in Coach Walter Evans, who convinced my parents to let me play. I would sneak away then and just play. Nobody knew what I was doing. Come home beat up, from practice. But there were no cell phones, you just had to be on the porch when the lights came on at night. So that's kind of how my football career got started. I was really undersized, but I was ultra competitive and also really aggressive. So my wife hears stories all the time about how I used to hit, even though I was so small.
Yeah.
So got here and gained a lot of weight. The body started falling apart because the game was the position that I played was strong safety. So back then in that scheme, strong safety was basically like another linebacker.
Yes, sir.
So 198 pounds, playing in the SEC, up in the box, tackles, guards, fullbacks.
You lightweight, bro.
Yeah, it wasn't good, but I love my time here. I wouldn't trade in. I'd do it again tomorrow if they would sign me up.
That worked. So let me ask you this. What was your ultimate goal or dream with the game of football for you? What was your ultimate dream?
For me, it's like everybody, make it to the NFL. I had a cousin who played for the Denver Broncos, Aaron Kyle, and he was also a defensive back. So he was somebody that I looked up to growing up because he was in my family. And that's the path that I wanted to take. But I also knew that once my playing days were over, I wanted to get in some type of broadcasting, radio, something like that. So studied communications briefly when I was here. But I knew coming out that this was going to be my brand. My last name is my brand. And that's how I was going to leverage everything.
Interesting you say it, because I think a lot of guys or a lot of athletes in general miss that. What time frame and what point in your career did you start understanding brand, last name, and leverage?
It was my freshman year.
Your freshman year?
Yeah. You have a lot of time on your hands when you have to redshirt. Back then, Coach Majors redshirted everybody who came in, and was just understood. So, somebody told me a long time ago, the name on the front of the jersey belongs to the university. The name on the back of the jersey belongs to your family. Don't mess it up. So, I've always taken that. My last name is my brand. Try to build my brand. When I left, I was in the mortgage business for 16 years. Very successful career. Ended up owning a mortgage company, real estate company, and a title company. When I got out of that, got into radio. Now I'm training athletes. And now I can truly reach out to those athletes that I train and say, hey, your last name is your brand. That's all you have when you leave other than a degree. Nobody can take your last name from you, but it's up to you how you protect your last name and your brand moving forward after football. Because you can't play this game forever.
So you realize your last name was your brand, and that was going to pretty much be your stage to use all the work that you had put in at the University of Tennessee.
Right.
How many of the guys you played with you felt understood their last name being their brand, or once they came out, realized my last name is my brand, let me build them. How many of the guys that you played
You
with?
know, I know that everybody in my class understood that. Just because we talked about it so much. You know, we as a group, and you talk to some of the people that are still here from when I played, our group was extremely close. And we all talked about making it to the league as an entire signing class, which was something that was unheard of. Obviously, you're going to have a lot of injuries and some attrition, but you know, we had 15 out of the 22 that went, and the other guys that didn't is because of injuries. So, you know, that's something that we talked about on a regular basis was having that brain, having a great mentor in Charles Davis, who now is one of the lead analysts on Fox, does NFL and college games. So he talked to us a lot. He came from a family of teachers. So he also stressed the importance of building the brain. Those older guys that mentored us when we first got them.
Gotcha. So you got the nuggets on, hey, build the brand, because that's going to, if your last name is all you got to take away from this university with you. So, as far as the lessons you learned from the game, what do you say are some lessons that you was able to take from the game that you were able to still use today that you apply in your life in the business?
If everything was easy, everybody would be doing it. Football players, athletes in general, are a special breed. We go through those ups and downs, either on the field or in practice or what have you. We know how to overcome adversity. At least the good ones do. When you're in the course of the game, there's always something that's going to go wrong. It's how you respond to that, how you react to that situation. So I try to tell my guys all the time, it's not always going to be perfect. What you do after that situation is how you're going to be defined. And I always tell my guys, be conscious of what you're doing when nobody's watching.
Come on now.
Because that's very important. Very important.
He just dropped some nuggets on y'all. I hope y'all heard that right there.
It's not about what you do when the lights are on. It's about what you're doing behind the scenes to get what you want. So, that's something I stress on my guys.
That's awesome. I'm glad they got you, because everybody don't learn it early enough to be right. So let me ask you this. You said some nuggets. I'm gonna repeat this for y'all. He said adversity is not what happens once adversity hits, it's how you respond to it. That's major. The game definitely teaches you that, and life is definitely gonna be the same way. But a lot of people miss that message, they miss that boat, and they don't respond accordingly based off doing this over and over and over again in the game. So you came out, you understood the brain, you understood that adversity is gonna happen in life just like it happened in the game. You was able to take those lessons and apply. As far as if there were some things that you wish you would have learned before you came out, or if there was a book that was written, Chris, you can put these topics in that book so you can learn these topics. So once you're coming out, you got the answer to these questions or these problems that you may face. If there was a book, what would you, what 1, 2, 3, whatever topics, what would you want covered in that book so you can learn from if you can have to do
Patience.
Patience.
I have zero patience. I want what I want, and I want it now. Now I'm willing to go out and do what it takes to get that, but I need me personally, even today, I need more patience, because I know that everybody can't live up to my standards, and I expect a lot of people when I ask them to do things, so I know that everybody is not on my level. So if I had to preach to one thing, it would be patience. And funny you bring up the book. I've written a couple of books.
Yeah.
And one of them was about overcoming adversity. And just I talk about being patient in the book, but it's hard to. It's easier to give advice than it is to follow.
Yeah, the application part.
Right. So that would probably be the one thing, because I see a lot of young athletes, especially in this microwave society, they want everything now.
Mm-hmm.
They want it now, and they need to understand that they're going to appreciate everything more if they actually work for it.
Come on now.
So a lot of things are given to kids nowadays, and when we go through my training sessions and we're sitting and talking, I let them understand the importance of going out and earning rather than be given.
You appreciate it more when you earn it.
We weren't all given trophies.
Right.
Now everybody gets a trophy.
Right.
And that mentality makes me sick, because you got kids that are entitled and they don't want to work for you.
So you bring up something that we somewhat discussed once before. knowing that, hey, athletes gonna go to school, they're gonna be student athletes. They're gonna go to class, they're gonna learn some stuff in these classes, but it might not necessarily apply to them, or they don't feel it applies to them, so they don't pay much attention. With a university, or do you feel that universities, whether it's universities or even high schools, should have a program in place that actually teaches some things that are relevant that athletes can take from sports, that are actually applicable in life and in business?
Yes. I mean, when I left here, I probably had some teammates that didn't even know how to balance a checkbook when they left. You know, those are real life skills. Going and opening and checking an account, knowing how to balance a checkbook, knowing how to do certain things like, you know, fill out a job application, or actually filling out an application for housing, or, you know, going through the loan process. They don't teach you these things when you're back. When I was in school, it was, okay, you've done your 4 years, here's your degree, good luck to you. You know, that was the reason why before Dooley even started the VFL program, I had submitted Mike Hamilton all of that information on how to integrate kids, help them integrate into mainstream society after college. That's, you know, even in high school, I don't think that. I think, you know, with my kids, I try to teach them life lessons. Here's what you need to do. Here's what you need to check into. Here's the steps that you need to take. So with me, it's not just about training and getting athletes bigger, stronger, faster. We talk about how to be successful when they leave.
Yeah.
So yes, athletes go to school for free. They're on scholarship, what have you. But, you know, I tell my kids all the time, the university is using you to win games and everything else. You need to use them. You need to get as much information as you can from the university. You need to try to walk away with multiple degrees in 4 years. And
That's good.
Walk away with your brain clean, which is
That's good. So, you just said something. As we wrap this thing on up, to all the athletes that's going to come out, if there was a couple of nuggets you can give them, leave them, what nuggets would you give the next athlete to come out? What words of wisdom would you leave?
You know, with the college athlete, I say most importantly, network. You know, get to know as many people and meet as many people as possible. Your freshman year, sophomore, junior, whatever. You network. Use your brain. You know, people are always going to seek you out for autographs or what have you. But what we did was, and I even did it when I was in radio here. I took the time to get to know that person because you never know when you can call them later down the road for help. For help, for advice, another nugget, learn everything you can, and always ask questions. You know, I don't know everything. I have to ask my wife stuff all the time. My wife is brilliant, you know, but I also ask coaches, and, you know, I try to learn from other people. So just because, you know, I've been a trainer for X amount of years doesn't mean that I can't ask another trainer for advice. Doesn't matter if they're been in the business longer than I have or the least amount of time.
Absolutely right. Look, y'all just heard some nuggets from the guy Chris Treece here. As we get ready to wrap up SLB Sports Life Business, the Ultimate Transition Curriculum, I just want to thank y'all for tuning in. Just know there's more videos to come. Follow us on YouTube. Gave you all the nuggets that you need to know to help you transition life after the game, sports life business. Thank y'all for tuning in. We'll talk to y'all soon.